ask you what all are the Java 8 features you might know. So you should be able to tell the changes happened in the interface, like allowing the static method, a default method using default keyword, and also a private method from Java 9 onwards, like that. And with respect to Java 8 features, we have so many other steps also on the hand, which means we are having Lambda expression, we are having method references on all the Java 8 feature, and also stream APIs, right? All those things are Java 8 features. So today we are going to discuss about what do you mean by Lambda expression and method reference concept. So generally, if you're having an interface, how you will implement your class? What all are the ways you can implement your interface to your class? Anyone? Hmm. Dharnesh, Nikhil.
uh,
You're having an
implement
interface. What is
the
the
interface.
syntax or what you will be doing to attach with the class?
Implement interface.
Implement interface. So when you are doing implement interface, what it will ask?
The unimplemented methods in the
Add
interface.
unimplemented methods, which means when you're clicking the unimplemented method, the complete method with the body will be there. So you need to override the method, right?
Yes.
And also another way, without using implements keyword, if you want to play with your interfaces, you can try to create an object for interface, and the right hand side, instead of completing in a single line with a semicolon, you'll be having an anonymous class. Inside the class you will be overriding the methods. All those things we have already seen in our interface session. Now, so the rule is here: if you're having an interface with the methods, you need to implement the interface, you need to add and implemented methods, and so many methods will be generated. How many methods is available in the interface? All the abstract methods should get overridden. Either you are going to use it or not, it doesn't matter, but all the abstract methods from the interface you need to do overriding. So these are interface concepts. Now there is a situation like when the interface is going to have only one abstract method, right? The interface is going to have only one abstract method. Now, if the interface is having only one method, then why we need to do all these manual steps, like implementing the stuff, add and implemented, override logic, mentioning the method signature, everything you need to do for a single method. Why? We can reduce this. If an interface is having only one abstract method, then you can use Lambda expression to write the logic for your method. Of course, all the abstract methods in the interface we should write the logic, but how we are going to write the logic is going to get different than your normal way of implementing and overriding the method or using Lambda expression. Lambda expression reduces lots of codes compared to your normal implementation stuffs. If only rule to have a Lambda expression is the interface should have only one method, and if an interface is having only one method, then the interface can be called as functional interface. You can predefine this also. If you, yeah, you are having interface, inside the interface you are having only one abstract method, so now by default it is functional interface only. But even if you want to be specified, if you want to make this as mandatory to avoid any user or anyone can add more than one abstract method inside the interface, then you can manually specify that also using annotation. So for an interface, you can have an annotation at the rate functional interface to make sure this is a interface is going to have only one method. So interface having functional interface annotation is going to have only one method. And for that interface with one method logic, we will be using Lambda expression to implement all the stuffs with your class, just to avoid the coding, manual coding stuff. Okay. So these are the points you can take a screenshot to talk over. And the last point from the above, Lambda expression. Java Lambda expression is treated as a function. So compiler doesn't create a .class file for an interface sitting in a .java file. Okay, here you go. This is the syntax. The left hand side open and close parenthesis is the argument flow.
After that, you will be having a arrow token.
arrow token followed by open and close curly bracelet, which is a body. At the bottom, you can see a example. I'm having an addition method, okay, in my interface. I'm having interface public interface calc. Inside the calc, I'm having public int addition int a comma b semicolon abstract method. Now, to write the logic to get overridden for that method, this single line is enough. You no need to do implements and all. This single line is enough to write the logic for your addition method. Int a comma int b arrow token open and close curly bracelet. If you want to print anything, you can print, or you can do simply return a plus b. Have a look. Nowhere I am mentioning my method name here, addition method name here, because I already know that the interface is having only one method. Maybe this explains more. Have a look. The left hand side is what you are doing now by default. At the left hand side top, you can see there is an interface with one method. Now your class, instead of using implements, I am trying to create an object for the interface. Drawable d equals new drawable, which means it is creating a new object, and I'm not ending in a semicolon in a single line. It is anonymous class. I am writing the logic public void draw sysout drawing everything inside that to complete the overriding logic for the draw method, and finally d dot draw. But have a look on the right hand side. I'm having a same interface. Okay, I'm mentioning as a functional interface. Okay, now have a look on the rectangular box. I am not create an object here. Don't get confused. Whenever you are saying an object, means the right hand side is completed with a new keyword. But here no new keyword is there, which means the left hand side is just a reference variable. D2 is just a reference variable for your drawable interface. So drawable D2 equals, this method is a void method, right? Draw method is a void method. You are not passing any parameters. So I am simply leaving my syntax of lambda expression open and close parenthesis without passing any parameter, and arrow token and open and close curly bracelet. Inside that you can write your logic. So system, I'm just printing the width. Next line d2 dot draw. So what all are the lines you are saving at the right hand side? I'm saving memory because I'm not creating an object using new keyword. And I didn't mention the method signature again when you are doing the overriding also. Simply I'm writing the logic over here. This is how lambda expression get used to connect with your interface having single method with your class. Any questions, please ask me. Anyone?
Can you explain about that? The first PPT, the last paragraph, Java Lambda
This
expression.
one? This one?
No, no. One more pack.
This one?
Yeah, Java Lambda expression is treated as function, so compiler doesn't create.
Yes, that is very basic, right? I mean, in our first session, we talked all the .java file will get converted into .class, which means even the .java can have only interface without a class. You are creating a class example.java, and in example.java, you are not creating a class. You are creating an interface, public interface sample. Okay, so example.java file is having interface sample. Still, even though it is interface or class, it doesn't matter. Whenever the project gets compiled, you will get an example dot class in your hand when compiling. So you will be getting two items. If you're having example dot java, you are going to have example dot class also, even though the dot java file is having a interface only. But when you are treating as a function, functional interface, function is same, more or less same kind of your C functions only. It is more or like a concept in that particular code, but really not. It will not generate a dot class file for that particular dot Java file. Got it? Any other questions in this syntax? Do you have any questions, Nikhil, Garnesh, Rushik?
Mm.
No.
Okay, and based on this syntax, we are having a couple of different syntax usage also. Have a look here. First, have left hand side method passing a single parameter. I'm having a method in the interface. String say, string name. Okay. Now, the rectangular box is of same syntax, whatever you have seen before. You are passing the parameter name and open and close curly bracelet, and you are passing return hello name and all fine. And one thing you should notice here in the rectangular box of left hand side, I'm not mentioning the data type also. I'm not mentioning string name again here. And also in the previous example also you can notice at the right hand side, nowhere we are mentioning the draw method inside the rectangular box. By default, whatever the logic you are writing is automatically going to assign for draw method only, because if you are creating a reference variable for drawable by default is going to have only one method. So whatever the logic you are writing, it is going to assign for that method only. Okay. The same thing here at the left hand side rectangular box. Fine. We are not mentioning the method name say. That's fine. But I'm not passing a data type also. You can simply pass a name. Remember, that name is outside of the Lambda expression class. At the top, interface is a different item. Public class Lambda expression example 4 is a different item. But still, you will not get any error if you are not using a data type before the name, because automatically it will take from the sayable. But it is not like you cannot use string name. You can use string name, or you can simply give name. Both the things it will accept. Okay. And curly bracelet return hello name. Okay. And have a look on the bottom, left hand side bottom. You can omit function parenthesis also. If there is a single parameter, you don't need to give open and close parenthesis also. Simply go with name, arrow token, open and close curly bracelet, write your logic. This is for single parameter. When you are handling the multiple parameter at the right hand side, addable AD1 equals a comma b. We should use open parenthesis because there is more than one parameter. Arrow token. And what is the difference you are seeing here? After arrow token, what is there in the right hand side? Compare both left hand side rectangular box, right hand side rectangular box. Are you seeing difference between after the arrow token? Anyone? Come on, guys. Syntax is left hand side open and close parenthesis, arrow token, right hand side open and close curly bracelets. But what you are noticing here at the right hand side? Anyone? Anyone?
Uh,
IT, Nikhil?
there is no return statement. It is implied.
Why there is no return statement? Other than that, don't you see any difference between left hand side and right hand side after the arrow token?
Uh, uh,
The bracket type,
yeah,
left hand side is a curly bracelet, but what you're seeing at the right hand side? Parenthesis,
emphasis,
guys,
right? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Parenthesis. So, what is the difference between using curly bracelets and parenthesis after the arrow token? So, remember the point all the time. If you want to write a Java coding, 2 or 3 or 10 lines for a method logic, you should use curly bracelets. Okay, so that you are using return statement, or you can use sysout, whatever you want. But instead of writing Java coding, simply you are going to pass the process. You are going to complete the process in a single step. Then you can use open and close parenthesis, because here addition you are going to do return a plus b only. So you don't need to have Java coding with curly bracelets. Simply in open and close parenthesis, you can put a plus b. All the way you can do lambda expression. Okay, you can have a curly bracelet also. Inside the curly bracelet, you can write a return statement also. That also will work. But this even reducing your coding part, right? So simply pass a plus b. That's it. And also right hand side 2 AD1 and AD2 is there. Just they are mentioning either you can pass simply a comma b, or even you can pass with the data type also, int a comma int b, which we have already discussed in the left hand side. So all these ways you can play with your lambda expression. But remember the difference between using curly bracelet and parenthesis after the arrow token. Okay, have a look once again. Let me know if you're having any questions here. Any questions? Rishi, Garnesh.
Mhm.
Okay. So for lambda expression, we will see sample. One sample for how we are going to implement this, and a couple more samples how you can use lambda expression for the inbuilt functionalities like collection list, or even in a thread program, how you can use this. We will see sample. Before getting to that, we will discuss about method references also. Another good feature implemented in Java 8. Method reference is why I brought this method reference in the lambda expression discussion itself, means it is associated with lambda expression. Method reference used to refer method of functional interface. Okay, what generally happening here is method reference means I'm having an interface with one abstract method. Now I need to write a logic for my method, right? But I don't want to write a logic. If any other method is already available or concept is already written, I am going to redirect my interface abstract method to that already available method. That's it. That is called method reference, referring to someone. If someone is coming to me to complete some task, I'm simply referring. Okay, three members is there, maybe Niti, Nikhil, and Dharnesh, Rushi is there. So four tasks. No one knows that that these four guys are supporting back for me. No one knows that. They know only Vijay can complete these four tasks. But when I get the task, if for example, if someone is asking me to complete the addition task, I will redirect to Nikhil. Subtraction, I will redirect to Rushi, like that. Without writing the logic on my own, I can redirect to the person I can associate with. That is what method reference. And I am going to act like Vijay is going to act like a interface with single method, which is a functional interface. That's it. Okay. So this reference can happen in three types. All Nikhil, Niti, and Dharnesh or Rushi no need to be a same kind of person. Nikhil can be a constructor. Dharnesh can be a method, or Niti can be some static method. Right? All are different types. Like that, the method references of three types: referring to a static method, referring to an instance method, referring to a constructor method. So, what is the syntax or technical implementation? How you will redirect to a static method, how you will redirect to an instance method, how you will redirect to a constructor. That is what we are going to see with respect to coding. Okay. So before getting into that, any questions on this, please ask me. Anyone? Okay. Let's do the samples. Who wants to share the screen?
Yeah,
Anyone? Nikhil or Dharnesh?
yeah. Uh,
I'll
I'll
share.
do.
Okay.
I'll,
Can you see my screen now? Vijay?
Yeah, we can able to see the screen. You can create a new package under Java Basics. Right click on src. Don't, that will be a sub package.
Oh
Right
yeah,
click on
correct.
src. Yeah. com.n2s.lambda. Okay, finish. So create a new class. Class name can be lambda1. Finish. Okay, now outside of the class, after line number 11, you can have a interface. Um, Public interface display. Name can be single param. Public interface single param.
Okay.
and inside, yeah, single param, and inside that interface you can have one abstract method,
Anything?
public void display name. Move to the next line. Interface doesn't will not have parentheses and all, right? Interface
Correct.
will be an open and close curly braces. Okay, inside that you can have one method, public void display name string name. Parameter is string name. Pass the parameter as string name. After
Okay.
display name, open and close parenthesis. End with a semicolon.
Okay.
So this is going to be a abstract method. Why there is error?
Public type string
Delete the
parameter.
keyword public. Delete the keyword public because we are having a public class already. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now just remove the space 14 and 14 and all. Then create one more interface. Interface double param, and method can be addition. Public int addition int x comma int y. Public int addition.
Okay.
Okay, int x comma int y. And of course you can use the annotation for both of the interfaces. After line number 11, give one enter and type @ functional interface. Type fun, put control space bar.
Okay.
Okay, do the same thing for second method also. Okay, save it.
Okay.
So now we are not at all going to do any implements and all for the class, right? Directly you can go ahead and create a reference variable inside the main method. So inside the main method, single param sp equals sp
Okay.
equals. So do your lambda. No.
Okay.
Whenever I'm telling reference variable, it is not an object. When I'm
Okay.
telling object, then only you need to use new keyword. Okay.
Okay.
Sp equals, you can use your lambda expression. So you need to recall the syntax of lambda expression. First is the parameter with the parenthesis, or you are having only one name variable. So without parenthesis also you can type it. So just type name directly. Name,
Okay.
arrow token, and open and close curly bracelet. Curly bracelet means you can write a Java coding, right? So
Yeah.
inside, end with semicolon. After curly bracelet closing, semicolon.
Okay.
Now inside that you can have sysout, name is plus name. Name is plus name.
Okay.
I mean double quotes, name is plus name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So this is one format, okay? If you want, you can run and check first. Okay, next line, after line number 11, using sp dot, after line number 10, I guess, right? Inside your main method.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. Sp dot, call your method name, display name, and pass any name. Double quotes.
Yeah.
Same way. Okay, run and check. Okay.
Okay.
Till now, any questions, anyone? How to create a functional interface and how you can do the logic for the method. So you can see at line number 7, you are using a name parameter without a data type, but there is no error. Also, when you are writing the logic 7 to 9, you are not at all mentioning the method signature, right? So by default, it will apply all the codes you are writing between 7 to 9 for the draw method only. I mean display name method only. Now do the same thing for your double param. After line number 11, double param dp 1 equals, let's